Who? Who? Since June and July are considered summerween, I want to talk about a spooky episode of CatDog, episode 5A, Nightmare, where CatDog experiences the night of their lives and are being hunted down in their own home by the terrifying Toothpick Head. Ah! Oh, what? He was scary to us 90s kids. You kids today just don't get it. There were better times. I can't tell you hooties how scary this episode was for me and Party when we were little hooties, and I can't wait to discuss it with you all. So let's stop stalling. Which I'm not. I'm just getting you hooties prepared for the absolute horror cinema that is CatDog episode 5A, Nightmare. We see CatDog and Winslow watching a scary movie with none other than the scary sandwich himself. And where Dog is traumatized, Cat's just chilling. Which just goes to show the difference between Cat and Dog. Cat being the more level-headed one of the pair. And then there's Dog. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, why is this poor couple the target of the dreaded Toothpick Man? Well, it's revealed by the prickly monster that someone bit his baloney, and he chases them to the kitchen. And after finding an unusual and funny reference to a tragedy in 90s romance film, Toothpick Head smashes to the ceiling when Cat scares him with a sandwich and gets some foreshadowing on how to take him down. Cat not even bothered by the movie. Ah, a real horror connoisseur. Cat isn't fazed by some silly slasher flick about a sandwich scoundrel, a deli meat devil, a ground meat monster that for some reason is summoned when someone takes a foolish chomp from his sinister meat. Sandwich meat! That's what I mean. Get your hootie heads out of the gutters. Shut. Later that night, Dog is having a hoot of a hard time sleeping, while Cat is sleeping sweet to the dreams when Dog wakes him up. However, it seems that someone is leaving crumbs, mustard, and
These toothpicks, there's hundreds and thousands and millions of toothpicks.
Well, that was nice of Cat to assure Dog that there was nothing to worry about, even though it's him that's become worried about the Oscar Mayer menace, which it might be because if one is feeling scared, aka Dog, then Cat is just fine. But now that Dog is calmed down, that feeling of fear and paranoia that Dog once felt is transferred to Cat. Or it might be that Cat is more mature than Dog, and only when Cat sees the random condiments that he sees that maybe Dog's worries of Toothpick Head aren't so made up. So much that we see Cat sneak into the kitchen to search for some mold, and we get a moment that legit scared your hootie as a little hootie.
It's gotta be there somewhere. Oh, it's you.
Looking back at this scene, it's just hilarious, and one of the possibly animated jump scares, which I'm sure there are plenty of them before this one, but still. Also, why is it that no one in cartoons knows how to clean their fridge? I can't tell you how many times I have to clean out Party's mini fridge from time to time. Cat thinks quick and says he's getting himself a midnight snack using the toast around his neck originally used to ward off the sinister snack monster off to toast the bread in the fridge and make a moldy takeout sandwich. Gross. Winslow sees the signs and takes a rain check on this madness for the night as Cat thankfully backs out of his moldy midnight munchies, but Dog finally sees the same scared look on Cat's face that he once wore and calls him out, to which Cat meekly tries to deny.
Yes!
Well, at least Cat admits that the movie scared him. But let's be honest, that's just a scary movie. A really scary movie for CatDog, not yours, Hootie. I'll march down to my fridge and chomp down any mean meals. You hear me, toothpick head? I'm not stopping with one nibble. I'm gonna get the whole thing. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Let's get back to CatDog. We see CatDog in a fortress of toasters around their bed when the lights went out. Hearing a sound, they search the room, and aside from the roaches, Dracula, and Frankenstein's monster, no toothpick head. Wow, dog, that looked just like Toothpick Head. And with just one hand? Impressive. But you shouldn't be doing that, come on! Now, let's take a look back and talk about what CatDog have in their room for a moment. I know they were supposed to show that they aren't scared of these things, but come on guys, you really need to get rid of them roaches. Nasty. At least Party doesn't have roaches in his room. Well, we're in space, so I doubt that could even be possible. Unless they're space roaches. But also, why is Dracula, or a Dracula-like vampire in Frankenstein's monster, yes, not Frankenstein, it's the monster in their bedroom. I'm overthinking things. They see slices of bulagana on the ceiling as Toothpick Head goes in for the hunt, chasing them to the kitchen. Dog arms himself with the same jar of jelly from the movie, but gets toothpicked to the wall, just like the cat character in the movie, while Cat attempts the birds in the window strat, but alas, they're on break! Oh no! How would they fight off the fiendish food man? And how did Dog find the jar of jelly when it wasn't there when Cat searched? Maybe Dog knows where the more moldy foods are. Or maybe this was just a dream. Nah. Dog reminds him of the toaster being the thing that put an end to the fiend as Cat goes final feline on the Bologna brute and toasts his head, giving him a second shock. But it turns out to be none other than Winslow. And we get this trippy scene before they all have a good laugh. Cat saying Winslow almost had him when he turned out the lights.
I didn't turn out the lights.
I mean, of course, it was still Winslow, but I only say this because now we get to the end of the episode. That scared me as a little hootie. I hoot you not! And the fact that they played this at night was even worse for my little hootie mind. And now you will see it too.
Oldest trick in a book.
Second oldest trick in the book.
I can't be the only one that was scared of this ending, right? Let me know if you saw this as a little hootie, and if this scared you. I mean, it doesn't scare me anymore. Honest, I no longer have a pathological fear of the Baloney Man, for my baloney has a first name, it's OSCA. Ah! I mean, no reaction. Anyways, that was CatDog episode 5A, Nightmare, which I may add is almost 30 years old. Well, 28 to be more specific. What did you think of the episode? Now, this would have been it But thanks to one of my fellow Hooties, Juan Torres, during my latest live stream, they did mention the Season 6 episode of Rugrats, Season 12A, a ghost story, where the babies take turns to tell stories during a sleepover. And the reason I want to discuss this particular episode is because the end of this episode also scared me out of my wits when I was but a little hootie. And the end was as abrupt as a lightning strike in the night. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get to the episode Ghost Story. The babies are having a sleepover as they roast marshmallows over a roaring light bulb fire with Kumbaya just vibing when the regular party pooper herself, Angelica, suggests that they tell scary stories. And I really like the music that plays for a brief moment here. You hear versions of that melody in the PS1 game Search for Reptar, courtesy of Mark Mothersbaugh, who did the music for the series and the games. Angelica starts the story with a haunted mansion, where at the very top of the attic, a lone light was on, and had Chucky going alone to solve the mystery of the lone light. Of course, he's trying to scare him, but I like how this has D&D vibes, minus the dice. After scaring Chucky, Tommy suggests that Chucky take over, and imagines the mansion as
It's the most beautiful last room with lots of flowers and big fluffy pillows and bowls filled to the top with yummy candy. And so the house wasn't haunted after all, and the scaredy little boy wasn't scared no more then. What?
Nice try, Chucky. But you know that mean Angelica wouldn't let that slide. So she makes him tell a proper scary story. And, for the most part, he tries his best to make it sound scary while not too scary. And he seems to be having fun when Angelica takes over and starts raising the scares and introduces the twins that look like the long-lost Addams Family twins. The twins take over, taking a ride on a giant worm to the attic, and Angelica says it isn't scary, but Chucky stands his ground on all this spooky nonsense by sitting down. But Angelica turns the ordinary comfy seat into a ghost! Goodness, how will Chucky escape the fiendish specter? And will they make it to the attic to solve the mystery? Alive? Well, I mean, it's not that serious. Tommy has Chucky's back as he takes over and becomes Tommy, the friendly ghost, and joins them on their way to the attic to the annoyance of Angelica, who appears before them as an evil little witch and tells Chucky that the attic door won't open without a key and says that it's behind one of the many doors down the hall. So Tommy, Phil, and Lil help him out as they all open a different door. And wouldn't you know it, the first door Chucky opens has the monsters from Real Monsters! And they must be watching Rugrats while being in the same episode. And from a weird perspective at that. And Chucky manages to scare the three main characters that are taught to specifically scare humans. Good job, Chucky. But don't think the others are going to miss out. Every room has monsters in it, but they just are exercising, or taking a mad dump, or just having a snack. Angelica sending them at the babies when Tommy tells them about chocolate pudding. And after some debating from the monsters if pudding would be better than babies, a crazy debate, like I really need to state that fact, but
Oh, definitely pudding.
yeah, it's gross. But hey, now the monsters are off their back, and the babies can find the key to the attic, which, wouldn't you know it, it's under the rug. But Angelica grabs Chucky's ankle, telling him that she won't be falling for that old trick when she ignores Chucky telling her about the giant worm about to give her a big ol' smooch. As they make it to the attic, and they find it was a giant nightlight that was the cause of the light, and the room looks really cozy. Like you could put on some lo-fi music and have an old TV playing some 90s Nicktoons, and I'd be out like a light in no time. But I feel this is too good an ending. Oh yeah, I forgot. The reason I added this episode. The ending. As the babies get comfy, Angelica barges in and rants about how bad the end was, and how that's not scary, and ends up scaring herself and running for her parents as the babies sleep. What a calm way to end off an episode! Another episode that haunted me as a little hootie. And that was a Rugrats episode! Why would you end the episode with a sudden lightning strike and jump scare like that? Shah! I mean, it doesn't get me now. If anything, I feel nostalgic about this ending, even though I wasn't a big fan of it when I was a little hootie. But these were the two episodes that scared me as a little hootie with their endings. But now watching them, I feel that warm and fuzzy nostalgia from them. You know, since it's Summerween, I might take this opportunity to discuss an episode of Rocket Power, aka Season 1, Episode 13A, The Night Before. And yes, it's a Halloween episode, but since it's Rocket Power, this perfectly fits the Summerween season. And I'll be having help from everyone's favorite party owl. So I'll see you hooties there. If you aren't too scared. Thanks for watching, and thanks Juan Torres for the extra video suggestion. Let me know what you thought of the episode and the review in the comments. As always, your opinions and feedback mean a lot, and I can't thank you enough for all of your support, old and new hooties. Like the video, share with your fam and cheese, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe today and join the Parliament of Hoots, and become an official Hoots today. And until then, I'll see you hooties when you visit the Owlery again, and I give my hoot in the dark. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your fam and cheese, and subscribe and join the Parliament of Hoots today. Check out my other socials like Twitter, Instagram, and even Twitch, even though I'm hardly ever on there anymore. And check out my PlayStation Network account. Also, don't forget to head on down to the Hoot Shop to check out all the Hoot merch today. Check out these videos on the screen, it'll take you to more of my content. Until then, I'll see you when you visit the Owlery again, and I give my hoot in the dark.